I'm Anil Kumar. Here is a thinking question on inequalities, especially for students who are doing linear inequalities. We have 3x plus 12 times x squared plus 1 less than equal to 0. You need to find solution for this inequality. You can always pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. In such inequalities, what you notice is that x squared plus 1 is always greater than 0, correct? Always greater than 0. That means this factor x squared 1 is always positive. Do you understand this part? Correct? So in an inequality, if we have that portion which is always positive, then basically we could divide by that positive number, right? So we could write this as 3x plus 12 times x squared plus 1 less than equals to 0. We can divide both sides by x squared plus 1. Do you understand? Since this is always positive, we can do it. If this is not always positive, we cannot do it. So for any value of x, we could do it. So what we are left with is a simple linear inequality, which is 3x plus 12 less than equal to 0. Now we can take 12 on the other side and say minus 12, and x is equals to minus 12 divided by 3, or x is less than equals to minus 4, correct? So that becomes the solution. And on a number line, you can always show this solution as, let's say this is minus 4 for you on the left side. Is it okay? Including minus 4, correct? Let's say this is 0. So that is how you can represent the solution on a number line. So I hope you got the concept of solving such questions. Now, let me give you another one here. So I'll write some linear inequality here, this time with fractions. Let's say half x minus 6, let's say, times, we'll take a square root function, right? Square root of, let's say x minus 3. And we want this to be greater than equal to 0. Let us say this is our function. Now the difference between these two will be that here, the domain is all real numbers, right? So two things very important. X is always means for x belonging to all real numbers, correct? In this particular case, we have a restriction. We have restrictions. Do you see that? The restriction is that the square root cannot be negative. X minus 3 cannot be negative. So the restriction is that x minus 3 should be greater than equal to 0, only then it is positive, right? That means x has to be greater than equal to 0. So we'll work under this restriction. Do you understand this part? So we'll work under this restriction. So we say if and only if x is greater than equal to 0, we are trying to solve the inequality half x minus 6 is greater than equal to 0. Do you understand? Because if I choose a value of x, which is, 3, you have to take 3 on this side, so x has to be greater than equal to 3. So if I choose a value of x which is, let us say, 0, then this part is not real. Correct? Now let's solve this inequality. So if x is on the right side of 3, in that case we'll find the solution. So we'll take 6 on this side, so we get half of x is greater than equal to 6, and x is greater than equals to 6 times 2, which is 12. So x is greater than equals to 12. Do you see that? So in any case, 12 is on the right side of 3, so it works perfectly fine. There is not much problem, correct? So we say the solution is, in this particular case, the solution is all the points on the right side of 12. Okay, Now with this information, I'll now change the question a bit and give you the same question. You have to now find the solution for. So I'm changing the question so that you could get a solution which is not really like 12. You're getting my point, correct? Not really like 12. So if I change this to half of x plus 6 times square root of x minus 3 greater than 0, then you have to solve the question, right? So this is the question for you. So that is a test question. You can now pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. So as we did earlier, we'll now work in the domain where x is, this is 0, x is greater than 3. Right? It could be greater than equal to 3. So within this domain, if I solve, I get half x plus 6 greater than 0, which means x is greater than minus 6 times 2, correct? And that is minus 12. That is, x is greater than minus 12. Now if x is greater than minus 12, then what solution should I take? So this statement says x should be greater than minus 12. Let's say minus 12 is here, right? We have to take the overlapping solution. Do you understand? So based on this, since we are working on restricted domain, our answer will be x is greater than equal to 3. Do you understand that? That is going to be the answer. Since this term is only valid for x greater than equal to 3. So that is the concept which I wanted to bring up, and I hope it is clear. Feel free to post your questions if in doubt. Share my videos and your views. Thank you and all the best.